how fearing God is a. And then I'm going to go today. So make sure you write them down. Just 2 and 18. And it starts by saying, then Joseph said, do this and live, for I fear God. Do this and fear. Do this and so Joseph said to them the third day, do this and live, for I fear God. Now this is Joseph in that great story where he's left for dead and picked up by a caravan, taken down to Egypt. He goes into prison, goes through a lot of change, and ends up getting elevated in prison and in Egypt. And he becomes the second man under Pharaoh. And so when there's famine in the land, his family comes, and in particular his brothers. And when it's time for him to reveal himself to him, this is one of the statements he said. And this is the thing that made them trust him, because of the last line that says, for I fear God. So the thing is that he operated in the fear of the Lord, because they could trust him because he feared what God could do to him. So the fear of the Lord is good. Say amen, somebody. Fear of the Lord is good. And I'm going to give you another example. Exodus 1:17, and it talks about how Pharaoh had ordered that the midwives would kill all of the Israelite children that were born. And so the minute they come out the womb, you put them to death. All the midwives in Egypt, put them to death. Put them to death. And it said there, but the midwives did something. What is that next word there? They feared God, the fear of the Lord, and did not do as the king of Egypt commanded them, but saved the male children alive. It was the male children. They did not do what the king said because they feared God more than the king. Okay. Oh, I just said something that's good for today. We need to fear God more than the king and a bunch of other folk. Are you hearing what I'm saying? And they did not do what he said. Now there's some kings that don't want to wear a mask. I'm wearing one. Well, not while I'm preaching, but I'm wearing one. Do you hear me? And then, so they did not kill the Hebrew baby boys. They did not kill them. And when you operate in the fear of the Lord, there is a blessing that comes from the one you fear, the Lord. There's a blessing that comes. And how do I know that? Well, the next few verses over, Exodus 1:18 through 20. And it reads, so when he realized that these children hadn't gotten killed, he said, so the king of Egypt called for the midwives and said to them, why have you done this thing and saved the male children alive? And the midwives said to Pharaoh, this is what they said. They were cunning. They said, because the Hebrew women are not like the Egyptian women, for they are lively and give birth before the midwives come to them. In other words, they have babies. By the time they get there, the babies are already there. So we can't kill them while they're coming out the womb. That's not the reason why. But that worked. He said they lively, mean they healthy. And when we hear they in labor and we're on our way to them, they already say, when we get there, we hear the baby cry. Isn't God good? Amen. For they are lively and give birth before the midwives come to them. Everybody say, therefore, God dealt well